And that breaking news at 6 tonight. Larry Bollin is pleaded guilty to attempted capital murder of a law enforcement officer in Grimes County. He was sentenced to life in prison today.
That sentence will run concurrently with his first life sentence in Brazos County. As part of the plea deal, Bollin must plead guilty to all other charges in Brazos County, and he has to waive his right to appeal for all cases in Brazos and Grimes County.
Now we're talking about the mass shooting that happened at Kentmore Cabinets. This was back on April 8, 2021. Bollin went inside of the facility. He opened fire, and the shooting injured multiple co-workers and killed one, Tim Smith. Bollin left the scene immediately, and law enforcement began searching for his vehicle. DPS trooper Juan Tovar found Bollin at his home in Iola. Bollin then began shooting at Tovar's patrol vehicle and injuring Tovar. Now, Bollin then fled the scene and was later found by DPS troopers in Beat Eyes. He was arrested there without incident.
Trooper Tovar did survive that shooting. He lost his left eye as a result of the attack. In 2021, Bollin was indicted for shooting Tovar.
KBTX's Dylan was there for every minute of Bollin's trial that wrapped up in Brazos County, including the testimony and impact statement from Trooper Tovar. Dylan?
We expected Larry Bollin to be back on trial in mid-August, facing a Grimes County jury for the attempted capital murder of DPS Sergeant Juan Tovar. Sergeant Tovar took the stand twice during Bollin's Brazos County trial. First, he delivered testimony about the day Bollin shot him in the face, causing him to lose his left eye while briefly wearing the hat he was wearing on April 8, 2021. Later, during the punishment phase of that trial, Tovar took to the stand, telling jurors about life after that day. Katie and Rusty, to help ensure that the Grimes trial could go ahead in August, we worked with officials in both counties and agreed to limit our television coverage about Sergeant Tovar's testimony. Obviously, now that Bollin's guilty plea eliminates a need for a jury in Grimes County and lets us share more about those days. One story I was really struck by was how Sergeant Tovar makes sure his young son stands on his right side to protect him. Since the day of the shooting, Tovar told jurors his son wants to stand on his left side to watch out for his dad. We'll have more of those stories tonight at 10. Live in studio, Dylan Watkis, KBTX News.
Dylan, thank you. Certainly an emotional time for him as he shares those stories about how it has impacted him and his family.
Yeah, we were first to break this story online. A lot of the comments on social media saying justice served, justice served. One of the organizations that kind of sprouted out of this incident was Operation Safe Shield. They just released a statement also following the guilty plea here. Operation Safe Shield is the organization that's working to put bullet-resistant windshields in all law enforcement vehicles. And they said today we finally get justice for the acts of a convicted murderer Larry Bollin, the shooting death of Trooper Chad Walker, and then the shooting of Juan Tovar were the catalyst that convinced us to begin Operation Safe Shield. Hopefully our actions will prevent future incidences.